Welcome. How's everybody? Wish I could talk to you and see you, but for now, this is what we got. So I am happy I can still do this. And I just wanted to say that I was teaching a class earlier. I was subbing actually for the river, and I was talking about this idea of like falling in love with our humanness, like being like really allowing ourselves to get real on the mat and just show up for all of that. So maybe keeping that in mind as we move through our practice. I know it's a quick one, so we'll get into it. So welcome. Let's start in child's pose. So knees nice and wide, big toes touch. So here's this time where you can connect to your breath, open the hips, slide your arms out in front of you, drop your forehead down, and maybe roll your forehead left and right. So when you roll your forehead left and right, we're connecting to this third eye center, right? And this is supposed to be the seat of like intuition. And I want you to really start to trust yourself, start to get to know yourself, get curious about you and like everything that you feel, right? We want to be like open to all of it. So take a big breath in, big breath out. 2 more times. 1 more breath. And from here, from our child's pose, let's take the left arm underneath the right arm like a threading of the needle. Just to get into the shoulder for a moment. You can see Layla is joining us again. 1 more breath. And switch it out. So you're staying in child's pose. We're going to bring the right arm underneath the left armpit, gaze over to the left. Breathe there. Just 2 more. And go ahead back to center. Push your way into tabletop. Knees come in. Few cat-cows here. If you like a wrist stretch, you could always flip the fingertips in with the palms down or palms up. You can go both ways with this so that you can get both sides of the wrist. Any kind of movement you'd like just to kind of wiggle out and notice like, okay, what feels tight? What needs some extra love today? Use this practice to really like fall in love with yourself all over again. So fingertips forward here. Let's go ahead and straighten out the legs into high plank and breathe here. Let's go for 4 more breaths. Last 3. 2 more. Push the ground away. Look a little forward. 1 more breath. And hips up, downward facing dog, and then just kind of move around here for a moment, wiggle it out, walk your dog, pet your cat. She is so funny when I practice and teach you guys. She just wants to come out. Another round of breath. Put the weight towards the heels, maybe lift the toes, press into those hands fully, unshrug the shoulders. So we're creating space wherever you notice that you tend to gather stress. 1 more round of breath to walk to the top of the mat. Ragdoll just for a moment, kind of shake out the day or whatever time you're taking this. Allow yourself to release anything that's just going to hold you back from enjoying this practice. And from here, come all the way up for Tadasana. Big inhale so you don't get dizzy. Exhale, back bend, open your heart, open your throat. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, press into the shins. Plant your palms and step back into high plank. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Inhale, drag your feet forward. Toes curl back under. Downward facing dog. 1 more time with the sun A. Feet together. This time, look forward, step or hop. Top of the mat. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, forward fold. All the way up to Tadasana. Inhale. Exhale, back bend. Reach it up on the inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Plant your palms and step back. Inhale, tippy toes, keep the gaze forward. Exhale, chaturanga. Up dog, inhale. Exhale, down dog. So we'll keep it moving, building more heat in the body. Take a breath in. Big breath out. Bring your right leg high, inhale. Exhale, bring it all the way through low lunge. So we're gonna come right up into crescent lunge. Reach the arms up. Grab your left wrist, reach it over to the right. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale, airplane your arms and launch forward into full airplane. And then we're going to go ahead and make our way into one-legged Tadasana. So you can soften both knees and then bend the left knee to stand all the way up. Inhale. Sit down into figure four. Left toes are flexing towards the left knee. Then we're going to come back up. One-legged Tadasana. Inhale. And as you exhale, back to airplane. Breathe here. Breathe into the uncertainty. Breathe into the shakiness, all of it. Take another big breath. Take it into half moon. Maybe you have a block or a water bottle underneath the right hand, or you can go to the ground. Left toes flex to the left. Breathe here. 2 more breaths. 1 more time. You got it. Land it down. Warrior 2 to reverse warrior. Inhale. Then as you exhale, left hand goes down, left toes curl under. Let's take it right into side plank. Right foot stacks if you'd like. You could always put your foot in front or stagger your feet. Lift the hips. Big breath in. Big breath out. 1 more. Exhale, high plank. Inhale, tippy toes. Exhale, chaturanga. Up dog. Inhale, pull through the crown of your head. Exhale, downward facing dog. Left leg high. Inhale. Exhale, bring it all the way through low lunge. We'll come up for crescent, so really push through the back heel. Reach the arms up. Inhale. Sink into your hips and reach it over to the left as you grab the left wrist or right wrist. Inhale, reach it up. Airplane arms and torso, and then launch the weight forward. Lift through the back heel, push through the back heel, and flex those right toes down. Soften both knees, and come all the way up with the right knee bent. Inhale. One-legged Tadasana to figure four. Bend your left knee. Pull the heart forward. Breathe here. So balance has a lot to do with what you're concentrating on. Physically, emotionally, inside, outside, right? Notice where your attention's going. Back up, one-legged Tadasana. Inhale. Exhale, airplane. Find that level hips and shoulders as much as possible. Open through the hands. And then go ahead and land it down to warrior two. Open it up. Inhale, reverse warrior. Reach it up, big breath in. And as you exhale, your right hand goes down. Come to the pinky edge of your back foot. Stack your feet. Whoop. See? Right there. You can fall out of your pose. Breathe with it. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to be human and be present with that experience. Inhale. Left hand down. Shift forward. Chaturanga. Up dog. Inhale. Down dog. Exhale. Let's go for it one more time. Right leg high. Inhale. Exhale. Bring it through low lunge. Crescent lunge. Inhale. Exhale over to the right. So you're grabbing the left wrist, reaching it to the right. Inhale, back up. Airplane arms and torso, and then launch it forward. Breathe here. Inhale, one-legged Tadasana. Exhale, sit into your figure four. So when we play with balancing, we really do test our patience with ourselves and a reaction to how we handle things. Inhale, one-legged Tadasana. Airplane your arms and torso. Land it down and then open it up, warrior two. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, left hand down. Maybe your right leg hovers in your side plank. Keep the right leg hovered. One-legged high plank. Shift forward. Chaturanga. Up dog, inhale. Down dog, exhale. One more time. Inhale, left leg high. Exhale, bring it through, low lunge. Crescent lunge, inhale. Exhale, reach it to the left as you sink into the hips. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale, airplane arms. And then launch, full airplane. One-legged Tadasana, come up. Figure four, sit down into it. And then be there for everything you experience. One-legged Tadasana. That full airplane again. And we'll land it down to warrior two. Open it up. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, right hand down, baby. That left leg hovers in your side plank. Keep the left foot hovered. Chaturanga. Up dog, inhale. Exhale, down dog. I just realized I forgot the half moon on the other side. So let's just bring the left leg through. Find a warrior two. And we'll go for half moon on this side. So if you want to have your left hand come to the ground or hovered, or block or water bottles a nice height. Lift your right leg, right arm high. Breathe here. Another round of breath. And then let's land it down to warrior two. And then let's take 5-pointed star. Reach up, point your toes actually in, or the edges of your feet are parallel to the edges of your mat on the front and the back. Take an inhale, little back bend. Exhale, wide-legged forward fold all the way. Interlace your hands behind your back. Reach your fists forward. Breathe here. One more breath with this. Release your arms nice and slow and intentional. And then we're going to drop into Skandasana on each side. Doesn't matter which side you do first. Heel can be downward lifted. Flex your toes up. Maybe you need your hands for the support the whole time. Or you could open the arms up. You can also bind if you wanted to. You could bring the hands down towards the ground. Give it a couple extra breaths there for just a moment. And then switch to the other side. Any variations you want to take that feel good, trust it. Just go into it. One more round of breath. And then bring it back to that forward fold. And then we'll go ahead and turn the toes out, heels in, sit down into horse. You can take any arm variations you like here. You could rock it. You could lift your heels or pulse here. You could even bind behind your back or wrap up your arms like eagle arms. See whatever you're feeling in this moment. Give it a few more breaths here. Challenge yourself to find that edge where you're going to grow into the posture. But yet you're embracing everything that's coming up. Instead of running away from it or trying to be this like perfect version of ourselves, how about we just be who we really are? Be as authentic as you can. Flaws and everything, right? Allow it to be your experience as a human. To embrace all of it. Drop your heels all the way up to that 5-pointed star. And as you exhale, let's turn towards the front of the mat. And we're going to find downward facing dog. And from here, let's go and come down to our knees. We're going to kick our right leg back. Bring your knee to your nose and then cross your right leg over your left. Move your feet out behind you and sit down to either the ground, a block, some pillows, whatever you'd like. Push the knees forward. You can also have the bottom leg straight if it's too much on the knees. Reach it up on the inhale. Exhale, twist it over that right shoulder for a moment. So my right leg is on top, so I'm twisting over that direction.
Sit really tall, so maybe fingertips behind you. Relax in your facial expression. We're going to take the other side. So we're going to try this out. You're going to come to your knees, have your hands down, toes curl under, lift your knees, and from here, my feet are going to stay in the same spot. They're just going to pivot. So my right leg is on top, so I'm going to crawl to the left, and I'm going to let my feet turn with me. So they're just going to keep rotating, but they're really staying in the same spot. And then you're going to come back down to your knees with the left leg on top. Move the feet out behind you, sit back and down, maybe on your block or the ground. If I lost you, that's okay. We just want the left knee stacking on top of the right as much as possible. Sit tall here. Reach it high in the inhale, and exhale, twist it over your left shoulder. Couple extra breaths. Maybe one more here. Yes. And then we'll look forward. And I'm going to throw out two suggestions, and we've done this in class before. You can go for either one, because either one is going to be using your core. Maybe rock forward to a headstand, or maybe rock back to a shoulder stand. So if you rock back to a shoulder stand, you'll rock back, bring your hands on your lower back, engage your core to get the legs up. So if you want to play with that, you are using your core to find that expression. Just be careful at home. You may not have as much space. So if you need to clear space or make it like if you want to fall on soft things in case, just be always really, really cautious about taking care of your body, and don't push it if you know it doesn't feel right. Come forward, so like we did before, how we started on the knees. And then I'm bringing my hands shoulder distance. Crown of the head is down. So from the top of my head to my hands, there's a nice big triangle base. I can see my elbows over my wrist. My toes are going to curl under. And then from here, engaging the core to get the legs up. Maybe keep the ankles crossed as you straighten the legs. You can also take it into chaturanga to up dog, if that's safe for you. Exhale, downward facing dog. But either way, that was just a little core engagement and something to get playful with. So if you wanted to pause and work on that, you don't have to rush it. I'm showing it quickly, just to show you some options. This whole time you could be practicing whatever version you wanted. So from there, give it a couple more breaths, and knowing that like when you're falling out of a pose, when you're making mistakes, when you see all these things about yourself, like even through all that, I still want you to love and accept yourself. That is the key, even if things are just a mess. And I've been there. Definitely understand that. So please give yourself that grace to be that way, to really give yourself that grace to be human, and forgive yourself if you felt like you've made mistakes, right? Let that go, because it's just not gonna really bring anything good. If we can love and accept ourselves from that place, then that's where we can really grow and flourish. So we're gonna go ahead and bring our legs out in front of us. So you could always cross your ankles and roll over your feet to get the legs out in front of you. From here, let's nice and gently lay all the way back and down. And then have your right leg out in front of you. Cross your left ankle like your figure four. Take an inhale. Hover the right foot. On the exhale, just bring your right leg straight up. Inhale, hover. Exhale, bring it up. Inhale, hover. Exhale, up. Focus on the exhale. Force it through the teeth. Your hands can do whatever, really. If you wanted to like grab the sides of your mat, sometimes that helps. Last 4, 3, 2, 1 more. Now hold in your figure 4. Any way you want to grab onto your legs. You can have the left hand through the loop in your legs, interlacing your hands on the front of the shin or behind your hamstring, or you could pull your foot in and push the knee away. Couple extra breaths here. Really flex the left toe to the left knee. And then let's take a half happy baby, which I feel like actually can be more intense. So really intentional. Drop your right foot down. Take your left hand to the pinky edge of your left foot, and then try to get your left foot flat like you're walking on the ceiling. So you're going to stack your left ankle over your left knee, and your left knee is pretty much as far out as you can go. And then you're going to pull straight down. Breathe here. If you're like, this isn't too bad, you want more intensity, you want more sensation, straighten the right leg and really push through that right leg. You're going to feel it here. This is why I think this version is more intense than a regular happy baby. If you're feeling it tonight or today, whenever you're taking this, peace finger in the left hand to the left big toe, extend your left leg out to the left. Maybe the leg straightens out, maybe it doesn't, that's okay. You can do whatever you want with the right hand, maybe even touch your right hand to your right hip to make sure your right hip is still pointing up and the right toes are still pointing up. 2 more breaths. Here I'm shaking, and that's okay if you are too. Just make sure it's not because you're hurting yourself. Bring your left knee in and then supine twist for the other side. Gaze over your left shoulder. Try to keep your left shoulder pulling down. And then bring your left leg up to the ceiling. You can bend your right knee again if you want to access this, and bring your forehead towards your knee. I like to roll the ankle here, the left ankle, a few times and breathe into it. And then we're going to play with the other side. So this time, right ankle, left thigh, hands down, take an inhale, the left foot is hovered. Exhale, pull it in. Inhale, hover, exhale in. So you're keeping your head and shoulders down, making this more about that lower belly activation. Let's go 4 more. One more. And hold it in. Grab onto the legs any way you'd like to really find that form. Give it a few more breaths. Because after we're finished with this, we're popping it right into that final shavasana because it's such a quick class. And remember, I'm really appreciating anytime you guys comment. It's like making my day. So any comments you've got, let me know, because it feels weird. It feels like I'm alone. But I know you guys are out there. So just know I miss you. I'm thinking about you guys all the time. We will release this into the half happy baby. Left foot down, right knee out to the right, and then grab your pinky edge with your right hand and pull straight down. So again, this might be enough, and I want you to recognize if it is enough, because every day will be different. If you need more, straighten the left leg and really feel an active left leg, like you're pushing through the heel, trying to keep the heel on the ground. The toes are flexed up and the left hip is still pointing straight up. And then if you wanted to go for that extension, peace fingers could go to the big toe. It just gives you a little bit more space. So you can always use like a belt at home, like instead of straps. If you don't have a strap, you could always use a belt as a nice variation. It's like pretty much the same thing, right? So breathe here. 2 more breaths. 1 more. Bring your right knee in. Guide it over your body. Keep the right shoulder pulled down. Just taking a few moments here to allow there to be a little release of something right now that will help you to let go and fall in love with your practice and with yourself. One more breath. Bring the right leg up. If you need to bend the left knee again, go for it. We're going to go for that head to knee pose. Try to keep the top leg really straight. Even if you don't like crunch up anymore, bend your elbows. One more breath. Bring both knees in the biggest hug you've got. And open it up for your resting pose. So however that needs to look, like I was saying before in other classes, if you want to use blankets and pillows and turn the lights down and just like make it as comfortable as possible. I need to start making like 30-minute playlists for you guys, if that's something you're interested in. I just haven't gotten to it because all of my playlists are like an hour, but I would love to make some 30-minute ones for you. So if there's any requests you have for poses or music or anything, please, please, please reach out to me. Get really, really comfortable. Give yourself these few minutes. Drop into your stillness, into your peace. And right now, you can just do nothing if you want, or maybe coming into this idea of like, whatever it is in your life that you're really hard on yourself for, or you really like you regret, or you are judgmental about, or you just think about a lot that bothers you. I want you to think of this experience or this behavior or whatever it is and say to yourself, even though I have done this, or I am this way, or I've experienced this, or I even though blank, fill in the blank, whatever experience it is for you, then follow it up with, I fully love and accept myself the way I am right now. So even though I did this, or I acted this way, I fully love and accept myself the way I am right now. And say that to yourself. Keep saying it to yourself. Even though I have these flaws, right? Because we all are judgmental on ourselves. Even though I have these flaws, or I think this way, still fully love and accept yourself just the way you are right now. That radical self-love. Keep it simple too. When you say even though, fill in the blank, keep it pretty straightforward and simple so you don't like pick it apart and dive into it. Don't even question it. And then say, I fully love and accept myself the way I am right now. It could be something different each time, or you could say this same experience, like until you start to believe that. There's like 2 more minutes here. No more physical effort. Get into your meditation, get into your mind, be in your heart, be with your spirit and your breath. Maybe even bring a smile to your face. So knowing that this practice is like also about forgiveness. Forgiveness for when we judged ourselves and hated ourselves for just being human. You're allowed to be human. Less than a minute left. You're welcome to stay longer with this if you want to turn it off and sit in meditation and you're ready for it. Please make this really work for you. But if that's all you had is these 30 minutes and you have to get back to whatever you're doing, I get it. I thank you so much for showing up for yourself. Because the more we are real with ourselves, then we can be authentic in our relationships and in our life and our connection to other humans. Create any kind of movement you'd like if you want to get out of your final shavasana, or maybe you want to stay longer, or you're wanting to stay in your meditation. That's fine too. You could always just stop this so you can marinate in this longer. But if you want to come up to a seated pose, we'll wrap it up. Bringing your hands to prayer. Big breath in. Let it go. Thumbs to your third eye center. Bowing to the teacher in all things. Namaste. Thank you so much. I love you guys. I miss you. And I can't wait till we could be together one day again. But for now, thanks for showing up. All right.